I'm just gonna roll in and do a Hoogkin fights one because there's shit I wanted to talk about. Uh, and now I feel warmed up, so we'll go. I guess first, yeah, Cyberberg. Just I'm wearing my telework pants, which means boxers. But can you see that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Whoop. Slip. Pop it back in. Yeah. So I can't remember where I saw it, but so she was doing a thing where she's selling her merch. He could buy it using, I think, Bitcoin. But so she's selling all the shirts and shit and for her merch, and you had to buy it with Bitcoin or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So now maybe down the line, oh look, children, back in the day it was a novelty to buy things with fucking digital or cryptocurrency. But anyways, yeah. So that's where that's from. But I remember. So yeah, I guess let me talk about this. Cyborg, man, when Amanda Nunes knocked her out, I don't think anyone believed it, but there were so many years where it was like Chris Cyborg was the scariest person in fucking MMA. Well, I mean, scariest woman for sure. And for sure, tons of dudes would not fight her, I bet. I for sure wouldn't. I'm fucking nobody, but I'm sure there's a professional fighter. She knocks dudes out, I bet. But anyways, let me back up a little bit too. So, women's MMA, how originally when I started watching, hold on, how do I say it? My first idea, I can't say my first introduction to female MMA because I saw, I remember, I've talked about it before. My stepdad took me I was in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I don't know how old I would have been. 16 or 18, maybe. So it was like 20 years ago. Maybe I have to go back. And I asked him, but he hasn't responded to me. Or he never answered me about it. But so I don't know what the promotion was, and I don't remember any of the names of the fighters. I don't remember it, but I remember he took me to it, and it was like one of the coolest things I ever saw. And they had women's fights too, and I remember it was scrappy as fuck. Like they got all bloody, and we were just like, we didn't expect to see women fighting. Like that just didn't. I don't think we even considered it. And then when we saw it, and I was like, oh, they have women fighting? Because, they're all tiny too. They're probably like 115 pounds or 125 or whatever. Fuck, I wish I could remember what the thing was. But anyway, so then they're fighting, but then they got at it. I remember because we're all bloody and we were just looking like, holy shit. It's like, they fucking got at it. So this is the first, that was my, I guess, introduction to women's MMA or females fighting in MMA or whatever. But like my I don't know, not memory, but my like the first thing, how do I say it? My first idea about women's MMA is Gina Carano. So when I thought of women fighting, that's the first person I think of, and that's the first person, like first specific female fighter I ever fought. It's when I back. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but whenever that was, to me, Gina Carano was women's MMA, and I also didn't know. Also, I watched Pride, and UFC was around, and then was there a couple other big ones, but I remember Pride for sure. And then when UFC came out, because Pride, I had fucking DVDs of Pride that I got in the Philippines in Quiapo Market. So probably not, what do you call it? Regular release or whatever. Probably pirated, but I remember getting. Damn, I think I threw away my old. I used to have those DVD cases. Fuck, I wish. I guess it doesn't matter, but it'd be cool to have so I would know. But Yeah. So Pride, blah blah blah. So I didn't, and at the time I didn't realize or think about that there were different promotions. And full candor, I didn't. I don't think I like later, like 10 years or something down the road, I didn't realize that there were other promotions besides UFC when I got back into. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start back there. So back at that time, my idea of when I thought of women fighting, it was Gina Carano, and so I was like, oh wow, she's badass, and also easy on the eyes, and and then she was like showing in movies. I remember she was in what's that guy? Ocean's 11, Girlfriend Experience, Soderbergh. Haywire is the movie. There we go. I think Haywire. I think Channing on my Tatums was in that too. That's the one, right? But anyway, so she was in that, and because I remember watching it too, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is the woman I want to see in action movies." So I was like, I feel like Gina Carano could beat me up. I feel like if anyone is gonna fucking like get in a fight with a dude in a hotel room and fucking catching a jumping armbar or whatever she does to him, it's like, yeah, that's the one. I believe that. I don't believe Angelina Jolie, fucking Tomb Raider, is fucking running around beating men up. No, like going blow for blow. No way. She's tall, but she's like wispy. You know what I mean? I love her as an actress or actor or whatever, and her movies, all that stuff. But I'm saying like watching her and be like, oh yeah, she could fight a 200-pound man. No, I don't think Gina Carano could either. However, she definitely. I believe that there are 200-pound men that Gina Carano could fight. You know what I mean? Guys that whatever. But anyways, that's the point of me saying that is watching her. I was like, yes, this is a woman that I can watch, and I don't feel like I have to like suspend as much disbelief. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And then when Wonder Woman came out, like I was like, fuck, I want Gina Carano to be Wonder Woman. I was like when they kept announcing, and I saw something where she was like wearing a Wonder Woman. I was like, yes, that is what Wonder Woman looks like to me. She's a fucking strong ass looking. She's strong ass body at all, and she doesn't look like the wind's gonna blow her over. And I was like, I wanted it to be Gina Carano. I mean, I like. Gosh damn it, what's her name? Fuck. What a dum. How do I forget? Oh my goodness, what a fucking imbecile. But yeah, Wonder Woman. Fuck, how could I forget her name? Anyways, I don't need to put it up. Everyone knows her name. Anyway, so yeah, the Wonder Woman, not Linda Carter, the now Wonder Woman. Her name's gonna pop in my head. But anyways, when that came out, I was like, no, too skinny. Fucking, those aren't Wonder Woman fucking thighs. Come on. It's like blah blah blah. But she was great. I liked her in everything except for Wonder Woman 1984. No, she was good in that. The movie was not good. She was good. All the actors in that movie, Pedro Pascal, fucking, they were all great. It was some things about, I don't know, I'll talk about it later, or it doesn't matter. Who cares what I think about Wonder Woman 1984? But I was looking forward to it. But anyways, the whole point of all this, blah, 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 that was my idea of women fighting, and that's what a woman fighter was in my mind. Was Gina Carano. Then because I remember, and then so when she's gonna fight Cyborg, it's gross. This is how, when I used to watch women's MMA, well, MMA in general, when it started out, I would, when I didn't know who the fighters were, I would go for the American, or choose the American, I would choose, the American. If there was an American, then I would choose a Brazilian, and if there wasn't a Brazilian, I don't remember what my criteria was, but that was pretty much just like, all right, whoever the American is, that's who I'm gonna go for. If there's two Americans, I don't remember how I divvied it up, but probably by race. I was just joking. But that's how I did. It's like, all right, American, the Brazilian, then whatever. If I didn't know who they were, and then for females, it's like whoever's hotter. That's the one that I want to win. Whoever what felt I was most attracted to. You know what I mean? And then, oh yeah. So that's how I would pick the fights. So Gina Carano worked out great for that. She's good looking, and she was beating ass. And then she got the fight with Cyborg, and I was like, looked at Cyborg. You know what I mean? We all know. And I was like, this is how stupid I am. I was like, Gina Carano's way too hot to lose there. That's how I, fucking did the math in my head. But also, I think in the beginning too, I'll get into that. Like women's martial art or MMA in the beginning, especially in the UFC, like a big part of it was they try to get, it's called objectively attractive. I think they call it marketable. They wanted women that they called marketable. But anyways, I'll get to that in a minute, maybe, if I get there. But what I'm talking about now, so yeah, I was like, and I'm going to say this because it's what I thought in my head then. It's not what I think now. So this is just for context and as a measure of my personal growth. And also because it's a true thing that I thought, and I think it's even now, me looking back on it, I'm like, ugh, that's a rough way to think about things. But I think it's important that we're able to do that, because how are people ever supposed to grow if all we do is pretend like we always have been whatever the current standards are. You know what I mean? It's like when I was a kid, we played Smear the Queer. I didn't know what queer was or any like that, but we played, and our parents knew, like, oh, what were you doing? Oh, we're like running the house. It's like, oh, I need my football. We're gonna go play Smear the Queer. Parents like, okay, have fun. But like that at the time that was like okay. That was like regular. That was just the SOP, the standard operating procedures for everybody back then. I know. Look, now we know it's like it's not right, because one, just the name itself, Smear the Queer, it's about fucking gay like literal violence. But we didn't know. It's you throw the ball up, and then whoever catches the ball, that's the queer, and then you have to smear them, which it rhymes. So you just tackle. So you throw the ball up, whoever catches it, then that's the person you got to tackle or whatever, and they gotta fucking evade or whatever. I think that's how it worked. And then whoever tackles them, then they win, and blah blah blah. This is when kids played outside. Most of y'all don't know about that. So maybe playing outside promotes violence, not video games. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's important that we're able to talk about or point out or highlight these things, especially and even and especially in ourselves. So yeah, so back then when I saw it, I was like, this bitch is too ugly to fucking beat Gina Carano. That's what I'm thinking in my head. That's logic in my head at the time. That makes sense. And like me looking back, of course this is like, I don't know, 15 years ago probably. So significantly younger. And so now with the benefit of hindsight and life experience, I can look back and be like, what a fucking idiot. But at the time, to me, that was logic. It made sense. And that's back then, that's the kind of thing you could say out, it was okay it was accepted to say out loud. Or acceptable. Acceptable. Badum. And so anyway, so then that fight happened. And Cyborg, made Gina Carano not so hot. She fucked her up. I mean, no, I'm saying that jokingly, playfully. I was trying to say in a funny way that she fucking smashed her face. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't believe it. I was so heartbroken. I think there's 4 fights, I'm trying to think, in history that, like, took a piece of my soul. I think I've talked about it before. But it's like, damn. Well, one of them, when Sugar Show got his perennial nerve or whatever kicked by Cheeto, that fight, I was like, ugh, I felt like a piece of my soul came out. And then, when Prince Oberyn, spoiler alert, Game of Thrones, spoiler alert, when Prince Oberyn gets his head smushed by the Mountain. Ooh, who has a fight coming up? I have to look the thing up, but I'll talk about that in a sec. Yeah, the Mountain. He has a fight coming up against Eddie Hall, the former strongest man in the world. He's from somewhere in England. Edinburgh, maybe? I don't know. I don't even know where that is. I don't know where he's from, but he's from the UK, yeah. But, yeah, they're going to fight. It's supposed to be the heaviest, what do they call it? It's like the heaviest fight or heaviest match in history or whatever, because they're fucking both, I mean, it's dude, what's his name? Bjorn Hepthor, fucking the mountain that rides. He broke 1,000-year-old Viking record for lifting up a heavy I can't remember if it's a rock or a log or something like that, but these Viking dudes, they've been doing it for thousands of years, and he broke 1,000-year-old record. And think how crazy that is. That he's got. I mean, I don't know if they test. They got to be on steroids. They got to be. And even if they're not on steroids, the food and medical resources that we have now. Like, think about it. Dudes were doing that shit 1,000 years ago just from being alive. Fucking from, raping and pillaging and then eating whatever food they got, and then they did this fucking this record that stood for 1,000 years until somebody that was born in a hospital and fucking just IV and protein powder and go to the doctor and hook up shit to you, and that tells you how every part of your body is working. 1,000 years later to that's what it took to beat this old fucking record. But anyways, human beings are, the whole world is beautiful and crazy to think about. But anyways, he has that fight. Maybe I'll talk about it if I remember here in a second. But while I'm thinking about, the Discord. Fuck. Maybe I'll put a link up. Yeah. Join the Hoogkin Salon Discord. Got a bunch of little channels in there. It's not working on my computer. I'll get right back to this cyborg thing, but one of the things I put in here is under one of the channels is Nuck in the News. And then I'll put up like fight announcements, and then I also like make my own little spreadsheet of fights that are coming up so I can keep track. Keep track of all, like, obviously UFC, Bellator, PFL, Invicta, WLC World Lightweight Championship, but they haven't had anything in a while. Who else? What are the other promotions? Cage Fury, LFA, Submission Underground. What else? I don't know. But anyways, all of those. Yeah, instead of me naming off all the shit, that's the reason I make the spreadsheet, so I don't have to remember it. But anyways, I put those up in the Discord too. And there's other fights that, like, just videos, just whatever shit. There's a whole bunch of different channels in there. It's not just for fighting stuff, but actually, BKFC. Oh yeah, I'll talk about those in a sec. Oh, here we go. So the fight is gonna be right now, September 18th. I'll put a thing up. September 18th. Half poor Bjorn's son, the Mountain Who Rides, versus Eddie Hall, world's strongest man. And then I don't know. There's a Hebner versus Bridges is the for the undercard match. I don't know who those guys are. There's another. I've just now gotten into watching boxing also, because before I used to drive me. Before I got into like watching MMA regularly, I would buy the pay-per-view fights. But then after I started watching MMA, one of the benefits was that like UFC happened on Saturday. So like my first biggest like jump into I guess MMA or watching MMA and stuff was like while I was in the Marine Corps, and then I would get the pay-per-views. But it was great because the fights were on Saturday, so I can get fucking hammered and watch the fights, and then Sunday just like recovery. But like boxing was always on Sunday, so it's like I probably still got drunk on Sundays too. But anyways, and then I said there was 2 benefits to it. Oh, but I think the whole point of it is like so I started watching boxing, and I enjoy it. And I think also more because now I started like I pay more at like because before I just wanted to see brawls and let them breathe like that kind of thing. But now I'm interested in like the actual each of the fighters, their styles and their stories. Like I like to know what gym they're at and what other their coaches and the training, and then looking at their different styles and when they're actually in the fights and trying to understand the actual process and then the sequences and their combo. Like so I think now that I've switched my mind more into wanting to understand fighting from a more of a technical standpoint than just seeing blood. Now that's also part of why I think boxing. Now I'm because before boxing I was like, ugh, this is boring. It's like all they do is what I mean. Because like after watching MMA, like it's like if I had to choose between watching a MMA fight and a boxing match, boxing match easy. If it's between, it's almost like even if it was between like a street beefs and watching a fucking boxing pay-per-view, like I'd almost rather watch street beefs because there's just more, there's more action, there's more to it. But now, having said that, now like with boxing, like I appreciate the art of boxing itself more and understanding the competition within that set of rules. So I appreciate that competition, but in that set of specific rules. And I think also because I started watching a lot of grappling stuff, which I feel like that should be it's probably definitely I feel like you could say it's boring compared to boxing because like boxing there's impact and act like I mean grappling is entertaining if you like to the same thing if you're watching the intricacies of it. It's like watching I guess checkers instead of chess. I don't know. It's like watching dodgeball instead of watching chess. But yeah. So I said all that to say like I appreciate boxing. But yeah, so I don't know who these guys are, and then also on that card, Avril Mathy versus Steffi Cohen. That's so Steffi Cohen. She's I think she has like 25 world records for powerlifting. Or Dr. Steffi Cohen, and she started boxing. She did her first pro match. It's like Night of Knockouts in Cuba, I think, or something. Did I talk about it? I mean, I watched it. It was good. I mean, I feel there's like, yeah. Anyways, I feel like did I talk about it? I think I talked about it. I don't know. Anyway, she's on that card too. So Bjornsson, the Mountain Who Rides, that he's gonna be him and Eddie Hall headline that, and then she's gonna be on there too. So cool to check out. But for so I was talking about Cyborg. Oh yeah, beginning of my idea of women's MMA, and then when also then after Cyborg, oh man, she wrecked Gina Carano. And then Yeah. But yeah. So yeah. My that was my idea of it, and then then Ronda Rousey came in and took over, and then Amanda Nunes. Oh, so that's the other part too. Like for sure with the UFC in the beginning, I feel like a lot of the female fighters, like the way they put them on the like I said, they were getting women that they could call marketable. You know what I mean? Which is like code word for people like to look at them, I guess, or they like to see them or hear them or listen to them. You know what I mean? Like I was like Conor McGregor, that's marketable. They market them like they generate interest. You know, and unfortunately, even still on the male or female side, unfortunately, just performing well or even just winning isn't enough to be marketable. Like especially in the social media age, like I mean, look at the you know who's. I don't want to say their names, but so I don't I feel. Let me back up. I think I came out and said it. I was like, fucking Jake Paul was like, motherfucker, he did it. He grew on me. He swung me like, and because like leading up to the Ben Askren fight, like, I just couldn't. All I wanted to do seemed to get murdered, and in the ring or in real life, just hated him. I don't even completely have, and like looking back, I'm trying to think like, what is my good reason for like having that much emotion about a person that I wanted. Like if I had seen a newspaper article that they're like, oh, Jake Paul found murdered in Stockton, California, I would have cheered. I would have I would have took a day off from work. I would have fucking just jerked off all over myself. I would have been so happy. But like thinking about like why? Like what about this? Like what has that dude done that generate that kind of emotion in me? And back then, I was like, oh, he's some fucking just YouTube punk, some little fucking bitch off the internet that now he's trying to like, he does prank videos and this and that, which all that is true. But however, all right, he did that fight with Ben Askren, knocked him, first round knockout. And still, people that fucking calling it fake, anyone that's been punched before will like see that and be like, yeah, that's you can't fake that, unless the only way he would to say it was fake is saying that Ben Askren like went in there and planned to, like try, like he leaned in to get, to be not like he was not trying to get knocked out. But anyways, so that happens. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess there is some little stuff that I'm like, the thing with the hat, the gotcha hat thing. I was like, dude, like, and I get like, yeah, everyone's talked about it to death, so. But so that's part of it too, even that. So he is like he's coming out of this, attention generating industry where it's almost like a no holds bar. It's like, oh, anything for the gram, anything for the views. Like, hey, the ends justify the means, and that the ends are, hey, if this is viral, then it's worth it. Like if I piss on your mother and it's viral, then it's, hey, we all win. It's worth it, kind of thing. I'm not saying that that's a thing they would do or whatever, but I'm being hyperbolic to make the point that they're coming out of an industry where it's about attention, and he's going into one where there is that huge side of it where, like I was saying, like even if you like, nobody cared about Habib until Conor, like, and even ties in even Tyron Woodley, like he's not exciting. He was a dominant champion for a while, and I mean he won. He wasn't ever. I don't think it was. I mean, he knocked some dudes out, but it wasn't exciting. I don't know. I never thought he was exciting. His rapping. I don't know. I think Matt Sarah loves his rapping, but I think he might be the only one. But anyways, the point I'm making is, fuck, I hear someone walking up the steps. Sorry, I'm checking my cameras. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm hearing myself. Fuck, and I threw myself off. But yeah. So he's coming out of it and the attention generating industry into one where, like I was saying earlier, even if like with Habib, like as dominant as he was, nobody really cared until his beef with Conor. So there is also that side of it where, especially in this day and age, especially where you have to generate, where the interest is generated. And maybe this is part of, because like in boxing, like they talk about like all the people that are like Floyd 50-0, or in boxing it's kind of like, unless you're something in O, then you're not like a, what do you call it? You're not gonna be like the main card superstar, pay-per-view superstar, because that's how they market. That's how they generate interest. Is they're like, oh well, if you're not something in O, then you must be a bum, and that's how they generated the interest. Is like, oh, whatever an O boxer is fighting, and it didn't. And then obviously when there were feuds or whatever, that helped sell the best. But it was kind of like that was the interest generator, was being able to say, oh, this undefeated fighter, let's see if they keep it up. But now with social media, like you can generate enough interest in the fight without being like a proven fighter in the first place, like the Pauls have done, and now, but now they're so now they've parlayed that the attention getting into the getting fights, and I mean one of them has been winning, but even still, yeah, it's almost as much about the spectacle leading up to the fight as it is about the spectacle of the fight. They're almost equally important. And in some ways, sometimes it's even more important. The spectacle leading up to it that generate that interest is more important than the actual fight almost. Which will leave me. I'll talk about BKFC in a second, but that kind of goes to that. It's like with Paige Van Zandt, she just fought BKFC 19, I think, and she lost. She's 0-2 in the BKFC, but people still. I mean, she still generates interest. People still want to watch her fight at least one more time. If she's 0-3, it'll go down. But anyways. So going back to what I was saying about the Paul brothers. So, yeah. Basically, long story short, I started out for some like I had so much hate. It's like I was like, ah. And then and also part like everything that like that stupid shit with the toilet paper and Dylan Dennis and all that shit. I was like, these little bitches. I just can't. I just just praying for that day that they get their asses kicked. But now, or Jake specifically, not Logan, but but now, look at what he's done. So he got those fights. What is he, 2-0 now? 3-0? And now he lines up this fight with Woodley. And as part of that, he also went from Triller. Now he's at Showtime Boxing, which is like a legitimate boxing promotion, right? So now he's in the lane of like being being a real professional boxer. So I mean, whatever his skills are, he's doing it. He's writing his own fucking rules, and I think that's part of is what swung me. Is you man you like this kid has got to be like I always looked at him. I was like a little bratty fucking bitch, but like watching just his character arc of the last two years or so, because I really didn't even know who he was until like the last year, I think. I mean, I heard of him and whatever, but didn't really know until this last year. But in that period of time, you can't argue with what he's done, and you can't say that he's happenstanced into where he is at right now. And I think that's part of what's separated too before, because I was like, fucking just rich. Some rich fucking YouTube kid that's just had everything handed to him, you know, fucking born with a silver spoon in his ass, and then so he just, you know, he had a lot of, you know, fucking Instagram, YouTube followers or whatever, and so he fought a YouTuber, but then he got the fight with Askren, like, all right, and then he fucking knocked out Askren. All right, I mean, you can say you want like, oh, Askren didn't go unprepared, but that's not what we were saying before that. Everybody, all of us, we were like, yeah, Ben Askren is gonna. Don't you remember the wars he was in? Robbie Love, this, that. I was saying all the same shit too, but that's the spectacle leading up to the fight. That what I was saying. The whole spectacle. I didn't even think about fucking Askren's. I already talked about too. He fought at fucking welterweight. So 170 pounds his whole career. Jake is like, I think he cuts down to 190 for his fights. So he's bigger athletic, and Askren is smaller, and then now he's, you know, he's in the dad bod club, and still a great athlete, but you know what I mean? He's not a fucking 20-something-year-old 200-pound young man, you know what I mean? And he's never been that. So then, yeah, looking back, I'm like, but what did Jake do? He got us to fucking think that that this was a real fight, like, or not real in a sense like that was fake, but real and like that. Ben Askren had a bit more of a chance than and I'm still mad. Like, I don't know, maybe Ben Askren had applied himself, like, you know what I mean? He looked like he didn't try at all, but even still, he still fucking knocked him out. And he's 190 pounds. Anyways, and then yeah, so I did that. Oh yeah. So then he gets into, so then he does that. Boom, moves from one to the next, and then now gets his fight, Woodley, real fight. And and then now he shines with Showtime Boxing. So now it's like, all right, like I don't wake up hoping he dies now. I'm invested in his fucking journey now, because I'm interested to see how it turns out. Because I'm not rooting against him, and I mean, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I fucking love him now. No, I'm not saying any of that. But I'm now just a step down. I'm not actively rooting against him. Now I'm interested in seeing how his story unfolds, or whatever it is. And even on top of that, it's almost it is like I'm rooting for him. I mean, I want Woodley to win, but also now I'm not sure if I care if Woodley wins. Because before it was like, you know, it was all about MMA against Jake Paul. On this other thing he's done that's fucking genius. So now, and he's coming out talking about there needs to be fighter pay. So now he's taking shots at Dana. Like, one, he started out with, because Dana bet $1 million on Askren, which I guess he never paid. And so Jake Paul's coming at him for that, being like, oh yeah, you didn't even pay your fucking that. He's like, hey, how about you pay your fighter? Look at what I'm able to do. and the money that I can make, or the money that I can make, and like even Ben Askren said, like even just going in there and getting knocked out, he made more in that fight than he's made in any of his other fights. And he was a fucking 2 promotion champion. He's an international world fucking champion. Champion. Was he undefeated before the UFC? Fuck, I feel like I should know that, but I'll look. I'll put it up there. But anyways, look at fucking Ben Askren's fucking resume. He was at the top. Well, I mean, I guess UFC is the top, but still, he was like, he was WEC champ, and then he was like one champ at one FC. So he's a world champion in multiple MMA promotions, and a fight with a like 1-0 YouTuber. He made more money in that fight than he did in any of those other fights. So coming in and getting knocked out, he got paid better than in any of the fights that he fucking worked his ass off his whole life. Like, not even talking about what he did in wrestling. Like, Ben Askren's fucking, he should have, I don't know if they should give out PhDs for fucking fighting. He probably should have one of those. Ryan Hall as well. Man, that hurt. That one hurt. Anyways, Georges St. Pierre probably. But anyway, yeah, Ben, like, people, I don't know, kind of gloss over. He has the viral knockouts of him being knocked out now, but he's a meme now. But yeah, just looking at that resume, because it's like if a person with that resume isn't making Conor McGregor money, well, nobody's making. But that's the thing, the spectacle. Well, I mean, also Conor, he came in, he took the thing by storm too. So it wasn't only spectacle. It was it is a huge part of his thing. But what I think the point I'm trying to make is, someone with Ben Askren's resume of just looking at, and like I said, I even forgot all his fucking wrestling he did and everything he did as a wrestler, and then into MMA. Like, he's like the elite of the elite when it comes to fighters. And it's crazy that so it's like, I feel like the elite of the fighters should be making the elite of money, right? It's kind of seems whoever's at the top of technical skills in a field, you'd think they would be making the most money. They should be making the most money in that field, but that's not how it works. That's not the market. So it is huge. Like I said, it's show business as well. It's fight business and show business. And I think that's what I was going to say about the Ben Askren part of it. But anyway, so then, so then Jake Paul does that, gets to Askren. Now he lines up this fight. So then he lines up the fight with Tyron Woodley. And, oh my fuck. Like, when it first happened, I was like, yeah, fucking Woodley's going to beat his ass. This is it's a real fight. I don't know. Woodley's not convincing me of that. He sucks at fucking promoting this fight. And the other part too is like, this is the other, I was saying the other smart thing that Paul has done is, so then he starts going after Dana, and then he's talking about fighter pay. Oh, that's why I was talking about all that shit. So because Ben Askren, that's the most money he's ever made for fighting, was that fight. And so then Jake Paul's going after Dana about fighter pay and saying, hey, look at the percentage, like it cost whatever I can't remember what the percentage is. Maybe I'll put it up if I can find it. But it's a crazy number, like, cause I can't remember what they said. Like, so like for the NFL, like their budget is whatever, and like whatever percent goes to, the venue and the maintenance, and then there's a certain percentage, and that's what goes to paying the players. And then for like the UFC, it's like the percentage that goes for paying the fighters, like whatever the cost of the promotion, and then that budget, it's like it's like I feel like 15% or like less than 20% is what is paid to the fighters. Which I don't know. It's easy for me to say and be like, "Oh, that's crazy," but I'm not involved in any of it. So, of course, I can be like, "Oh, how dare fucking Bill Gates make all that money and the fucking fucking employees don't make any," you know what I mean? Or I guess Bezos is a better one. But because I'm, you know what I mean, I'm just a guy like sitting, so it's easy for me to say that. But it's interesting to look at those numbers, and you know, it is a market, and you know, it's things that, you know, whatever, progress. Eventually, maybe it'll get better. But anyway, so the point of me saying that is it's to point out that Jake is now. So when it started out as Jake Paul against MMA, now with him, this is fucking genius picking. That's a good target to pick because he's not beholden to. He's in the fight world, but he's not beholden to Dana White in any way. He doesn't need any Dana White privilege at all. He has his own privilege. So, because he built his own shit. He built his own. That's other fucking crazy genius thing. Like that's it's not you. If we're looking at the entire spectrum of it, or the whole timeline of his life, I can't with fucking good conscience or feeling like I'm being objective or reasonable say, oh, he just fucking Mr. like, you know, bumblefucked his way into all of this shit. There's no way. Even just the physical aspect of the training to get ready for fights. And of course, you know, he's got fucking millions, so he can pay all that money. But he's the one that still has to show up and do the training, regardless of how much money he has. That seems like having more money would be even, you know, a bigger deterrent or distraction from actually training. But he's fucking getting there and he's doing actual training. So you got to look at that. So he has all this money, but he's still fucking doing the actual training, and then he's building everything that he has. He's built it himself. He's building it all. It's not handouts or happenstance. It may be like it's, and I can say, like, looking back, hindsight, you know, 2020, looking back at myself, thinking about how angry, how much emotion I had that generated in me. Because I think part of it too is it felt like, oh, look at this kid that has everything and it's just handed to him. Because it's easy to, I guess, say that. Because when you look at a doctor, we don't go, oh, look at this doctor. He just had everything. He has money because he had everything handed to him. He had the education. And no, he had to go and fucking do the work to get that. And it's the same thing with you. Because, like, if everybody... Fuck. Gosh damn it. I was talking for like 30 minutes. I kicked the fucking power cord out, and then the fucking mic cut off at like 48 minutes, and I was like at an hour and 18 when I realized that the thing wasn't, when I was, fucking mic levels weren't popping up and down. So however many, what was that, 48, 58, an hour and 30 minutes? Did I do that math right? It's 30 minutes. So for 30 fucking minutes and it didn't even fucking record. Gosh damn it. What a fucking imbecile. Gosh damn it. Ugh. So it cut out at the part I was talking about. Fuck. I talked about so many. There's no way I'll remember it. Fuck. All the energy. Fuck. Gosh damn it. I'm really pissed at myself right now. Like it's taking a lot out of me right now not to fucking punch the screen out of the fucking monitor right now. Gosh damn, what a fucking idiot. Alright. Fuck. Alright, let's see if I can get through it. fuck. So the last thing that I was talking about when I kicked off the goddamn fucking microphone was. So I was talking about So I was saying how you know, yeah, we. God damn it, it's really frustrating. Oh, I want to stab myself so badly right now. I'm so upset. I'm so mad at me, and I'm the one that did it. Fucking fuck. Ugh. All right. Get a hold of yourself. Fuck, I just kept thinking about all the shit that I said. I fucking lost. All right. And not that it's important. It's like, now for me to do it again, it's not. I feel like it's not authentic because it's. Because I got excited about a lot of things. Gosh damn it. All right. Fuck it. Shit happens. So it's talking about people being at the. When we think about people in their fields, being the elite, the top of the top in their field, we think that they would be getting paid. If they're the elite of the elite, they're the technical. They're the elite of people that are performing the technical aspects of their industry or their field or whatever. You think that they're getting paid at the top too, which is not the case in fighting. Because fuck, I don't know if I said this part already, if it was in the fucking blanked out part, but it's like the spectacle. The spectacle is almost this. Sometimes the spectacle is more important than the actual fight. The spectacle, leading at all the promotion, leading up to the fight, generating that interest to get people to tune in and watch, or to fucking buy pay-per-view and watch. And fuck, I don't know if I talked about this part yet. God damn it. The fight. So I don't know. So it's the thing. Oh, this is so frustrating. Just because I don't know if I've already what I've. Anyways, this is terrible to listen to. Just listen to me huff and puff. But hey, it's my fucking emotions. I'm working through it right now. You have no idea how I just want to break something right now. Like, I don't know why that is my compulsion and why that I feel like that would accomplish something or that it's productive, but I want to punch a hole in this fucking monitor that's in front of me right now. I want to smash it. I want to fucking stab myself. It's like I just want to do physical violence to address the emotion that I'm fucking feeling. That's weird, right? Like, why? I don't know what that is about. I mean, I guess not humans in general. But I guess we all do it in our own ways and on our own fucking levels. I need a haircut. But yeah. Ooh, but if you can't tell, I am working through this right now. And also, first world problems is like the most frustrating thing that I'm dealing with. Come on, me. I've seen worse than this. Worse than the fucking microphone cutting off for 30 minutes. Or me kicking the fucking power cord out and then talking for 30 minutes. All right. I'm settled, I think. All right. So even if I talked about it, whatever. If you were along for the ride this long, you're still, whatever. You know how it is. So I was talking about people being like praising fucking Ben Askren's resume. If you look just the shit he did with wrestling, his fucking wrestling accolades alone, and then going into MMA and then being a fucking two promotion world champion, international world fucking champion for fucking combat sports. And the most money he ever made for fighting was against Jake Paul, and when he got knocked out. But it's crazy. Like it's interesting to look at that. It's like a guy that should have a that if they gave out PhDs for combat sports, he should have one. And the most money he ever made was for fighting somebody that's a beginner that has I think he was 2-0 or 2-0 or 1-0 before he fought Ben Askren. It's like you think it's like, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a good comparison, but it's just it's crazy to think about that, or to compare that, or to look at that. And so one of the things that, I don't know if I talked about it already or not, but that has swung me in the direction of Jake Paul is, and I think this is something else that a lot of people have come to relate to, or something that I guess common ground, or something that people are able to now be like, all right, I'm not against him on that. So it's Jake Paul. He's able to come out and speak out directly against Dana White. Fuck, did I talk about this already? Shit. But apologies. I mean, if I did, apologies for repeating. If I didn't, apologies for missing my fucking animated explanation. And who knows what the fuck I said? I don't even know. I just say shit. I don't know. I don't know what kind of crazy shit I could have said. Fuck. But yeah, like even like, cause you think about Conor McGregor comes in, he becomes like the biggest name in the sport. But now, you know, they went away from the like pay-per-view. Now they make their big money from ESPN, so they're not dependent on those pay-per-views, so they don't have to fucking suck off the pay-per-view stars and, you know, bow to them. So now it's like no one has any bargaining power with Dana White anymore. No one has, you know what I mean? Everyone. All the fighters UFC fighters are beholden to him. Their contracts. He owns the rights to their livelihood. He owns the rights, their fighting rights. Any fighting that they do, he owns the rights to that. Like, they cannot do their livelihood, their life's work, without his permission. So that, you know, so obviously severely limits the, like, if fighters want to speak out again, like, fuck, did I already talk about this too with like ESPN, with Ariel Helwani? Fuck, oh man, I wonder if that part was in the cutoff part. Fuck me. I guess I'll go back and look, but if not, same thing. Sorry for repeating. If I'm not, sorry that you get this fucking regurgitation instead of my original fucking rant. But anyway, so yeah, Ariel Helwani is like the the face of MMA journalism. It's like, he's been doing it since forever. He started built it from the ground up, his own show and everything. Got into ESPN, then fucking Dana White fucking blackballed him from UFC events. Like, the guy that, like, is like the standard for MMA journalism. Is that weird to say? Not even allowed in UFC events. When ESPN was partnered with, so his employer was partnered with this promotion, and who that was allowed to dictate, to influence the way that he was treated, and affect his access to fighters and to interviews. Like, he had to get a show with DC to be able to talk to UFC fighters almost. You know what I mean? Like, in which DC and Helwani, what a great show that was. It's over now. This DC and RC, I don't know. I haven't watched it, but it's like, I don't know. Who's RC? Who's this guy? I apologize if he is like a former fighter or somebody in MMA, but I don't think he is. I think he's just like a sports analyst that they had come in. I have to look. My bad, dude. If I don't know who you are, my bad if you are credentialed or whatever. But the impression I get is he's not. And at the very least, he's not Ariel Helwani. Come on, you can't buy the rapport that him and DC had. The rapport and the knowledge and just the access to fight, like, ugh. Anyways, I'm not me sucking Ariel's dick, but so the point of me saying that is just the power, just to highlight the power the Dana White power that he has. So then now we have Jake Paul, who comes out. He's in the fighting scene. We can't deny he's on the scene now. Did I say that already? He's on the scene. He's in converse with fucking Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. He's in the fight. You know what I mean? We can't deny he's about to fight Woodley. He knocked out Bennett. He's in the fight fucking scene now. We have to. We can't say otherwise. But so now he's here. He's in the fight scene, and he can fucking say all the things to and about Dana White that people in ESPN can't, that the fighters definitely cannot, their coaches cannot, that anyone that's dependent on the UFC in any way cannot, or partnered or whatever, the things that they cannot say, those pink elephants. Sorry. Pink, Dana Pink. Nobody can address the pink elephant in the room, because then they're cutting their own pockets if they do. And Jake Paul isn't limited by that. He can point it all out, and I think that's has won him over a lot of people from MMA. Because before, when it was MMA versus Jake Paul, now it's turning into sorry. Dang it. It's a funny text, but I don't know if I don't say who it is it a violation of privacy for me to say the message without context? I think it is. I mean, it's not, right? Nah, it probably is. I won't do it. Dang, it's funny though. I'll have to ask her later if I can repeat it. Oh yeah. So he comes in and he's able to say the things to and about the people that nobody else can, or you know what I mean, like the people that can and do, like, I can talk about all day, but who cares and who's gonna hear it? But then comes in this kid who has this. Everyone's like, that's great. He has he has this incredible. He is at the top of the attention generating industry, and he's not limited in the things he can bring attention to. So that, I think, it appeals to a lot of people. For me, to bring it back, I'm not gonna. It's similar. I'm not saying he's Prince Oberyn, but it's similar to Game of Thrones when the Oberyn show, or Martells show up. House Martell shows up, because like originally, like the Starks start out, and we all love the Starks, and they all start fucking getting murdered and killed and dying, and then we're like, fuck the fucking Cersei, the Lannisters. No one can touch these motherfuckers. They're just wrecking everyone. Then the Martells show up, and we're like, finally, somebody that is not only on like a level playing field, that they actually threaten the fucking Lannisters. So I'm not saying that Jake Paul is the fucking Oberyn Martell and that fucking Dana White is House Lannister, but I think he would be a Lannister if he was in a house. But anyways, I think that's a big, and that's a genius. If it's planned out or like ahead of time, or if it's just part of. If it's more tactical than strategic, either way, it's genius and it's working, because it's shifting from Jake Paul versus MMA to Jake Paul, just the fighter, and then Jake Paul versus Dana White. So now it's like it wasn't Jake Paul against UFC fighters. Now it's Jake Paul against the top of the UFC, the management. Not the fighters. It's like he'll fight the fighters, but he's really his animosities. You can see him shooting it at to a common target that everyone's like, oh yeah, fighters should get paid more. Fuck you for not paying them enough. You know what I mean? It's an easy message to get behind or train to jump on. So, genius, very smart dude. So then, fuck. I wish I knew what I'd already said. So then, and then. So yeah, so that, I think that's an aspect that Jake Paul's if we lay out the the chapters of his story over the past 2 years, can't argue it's not. If I already said it, if he didn't, we can't say like he bumblefucked his way into it. That all happened by happenstance. Like, he's been building this. Like I said, even if it's not completely, fully strategic, like even tactically, his decisions and his moves in blocks of moments have set up the next thing that set up the next thing. So even if he doesn't see, even if he can't say, oh yeah, in 4 moves I'm gonna be here, he still gets here, or he still gets there by making certain decisions at each step leading up to that, which is not you don't accidentally fucking flip heads, every time. I always go for tails, but whatever. So what do I work past? So So I think right before it cut off, the part that I said was like, I don't even know if I care if Tyron Woodley wins. Fuck me. Did I talk about their whole little tiff? So yeah, even in their, if I talked about it, who knows? We'll see. In their the pre-fight press conference, like Tyron's responses were fucking lame. Cause like I guess Jake Paul was saying, he's like, yeah, we made this bet that you didn't accept. So how about a new bet? And then Tyron's like, oh, I didn't accept that bet because it was too sweet, and I didn't want you to get the upper hand. That doesn't. I don't track that logic. He's saying that you made a bet that was so in my favor that I didn't want to accept it because me accepting these great terms immediately would be a win for you. So this moral victory of you winning, a moral victory of me accepting these great terms right away outweighs and the actual victory. Like, I don't follow the logic there, but like I said, I'm a fucking dum-dum, so maybe it does make sense, and I'm just too stupid to follow it. But me sitting here thinking about it, that sounds like a excuse. It sounds like not even a fucking response. Like, if I said it already, but it didn't record, I don't know. But watching Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley verbally spar back and forth, it just looks like it's not just getting cracked. And like, yeah. But anyways, so he says that he's like, I said whatever bet it was, and then Tyron says, no, that bet was too good. I didn't take it because it was too good, and I didn't want you to have that advantage. So then he says, he's like, all right, well, how about this new bet? The loser gets the winner's name tattooed on him. And then Tyron is like, his response is like they're talking to each other. This is a challenge between the two of you. This is a personal side bet. And he turns to the crowd. He's like, oh, what y'all think? I think you have no confidence. That's what I think when you respond like that. It's like, yeah, fuck that. We'll get on the face. How about that? How about the loser has to get the winner's name tattooed on their face? Or something crazy. Like, I don't know, something crazy. Not like phone a friend. It's not that fucking whatever that show was. Slumdog Millionaire, Come on. It's and the other thing, because like, fuck, I think it got recorded, but I was saying when the fight got announced, I was like, fuck yeah, finally someone that can beat his ass, like Woodley is like someone that can beat his ass. It's gonna happen. But now I don't know if it can. I'm not saying he can't beat him. For sure can beat him. I don't know that he will. I don't know that he has the heart for it. And I mean, who am I to say what heart? I'm basing it on the spectacle leading up to the fight. I don't see it. I don't see Tyron. I don't see it. That to me, he's not selling me, the viewer, the fan. He's not selling me the message that he believes he can win. And that's a huge part of that's part of the spectacles. You got to perform this fucking dance of confidence. You have to that's what the whole promotion is, to generate that attention and the interest. But I don't know that Willie's not convinced. I'm not convinced by his pre-fight promotion performance. I'm not convinced that he believes he can win. It's like I'm feeling more and more that he thinks he's gonna lose. And on top of that, I was like, I don't know that. I think I already said like 10 times. I don't know that I care. And I came into it. That's all I wanted was Woodley to win. All I wanted was somebody to fucking beat, especially someone, MMA fighter, to beat Jake Paul. That's what I wanted. And I think all the other fucking crazy shit. Like I was hoping that, he would wake up and take a shit that was too big for his asshole and his belly exploded or something. You know what I mean? That stuff I was dreaming about. For some reason, I don't hate animosity because he just generates that interest. And that was the interest that got generated in me, was seeing him fucking implode from a bad burrito or whatever. But now, and then when I heard Woodley, he was going to fight him, I was like, yes, someone to beat his ass. But now, I don't know if I care that Woodley beats him. And I'm also almost on the other side now, where it's like, I'm almost rooting for him. I want to see what he does next. His genius on his half. Like I said, whether it's strategic or tactical, it's still going to get him. I mean, it's now I'm on the ride. I'm along for the ride. Fuck. So, I guess that's what I have to say about. Oh, yeah. Well, that fight. Oh, let me see. What is the date? I think August 28th or something. Let me go to the list in Discord. Oh, dang. I only put July. I didn't put August up yet. But I think it's August 20th. I don't know. I'll put up the thing. It's whenever it is. So then leading into that, or from that, speaking of Tyron Woodley. So BKFC was this over the weekend. Paige Fanzant and Rachel Ostovich main carded. But at the event, so I guess Hector Lombard and Tyron Woodley had a beef at the fight. So, fuck, this is exhausting to go through because I just went through it and it's fucking stupid. Ooh, it's hot in here. So, basically what it is, so it's like, I think World Star Hip Hop, I think I can put the thing up. There's a video and it shows Hector Lombard and Tyron Woodley like facing off at each other, and they're talking. And I found out about it. My buddy, where is it? Oh yeah, the guy that was supposed to come on. They're supposed to come on, but he's too scared or whatever. I don't know. He's being a little baby about it. But anyway, so he sent me. He was like, "Hey, you see Hector Lombard talk shit to Woodley? Had Woodley shook 7 O's." And then I was like, oh, I believe it. Hector Lombard looks like he fucks knife holes in fresh corpses. uh, I thought it was clever, so I wanted to reread that in case I didn't. What else are we talking about? He says, what's the next event? Oh, I said I don't know. I only have July and August. Blah blah blah. And then he says, oh yeah, because Usman and Covington got announced. And I was like, yep, gonna be flame, flame, flame. And he's like, honestly, surprised it took this long. I said, Ali Abdulaziz. I mean, what is that? Their company. Anyways, if you know, you know. I mean, he's a fucking big guy. You see, he's in like, how many champions does he manage? All, but anyway, so Ali, he doesn't want Kobe to get a title shot. This is what I was like, yeah, Ali didn't want Kobe to get a title shot. So what I was thinking is that he was hoping Kobe would fight and lose, or someone else, like another contender, would come in during that time between the two Jorge Masvidal fights and then the Gilbert Burns fight. Like that way. So basically, I think Ali, not stalling, but Ali was trying to like fill other challengers in there so that Kobe doesn't get the title shot. I can't remember what it was. I was watching, maybe it was on a Schmo Zone or whatever, or maybe I can't remember where I saw it. There was an interview with Ali, and he was saying how like what a piece of shit Kobe is, and blah blah blah. You know, all the regular stuff about Kobe that we all think or that people say. And then he's saying that he's like, hey, while I'm the man or something, he's like, he's never gonna get a title shot or something like that. So I think all this was like, it's not stalling because fucking the two Jorge Masvidal fights, those are real fights, huge fights. Gilbert Burns like deserves, you know, fuck, where's Leon Edwards and all this? But damn, oh, that does mean Leon Edwards isn't getting the title. Oh, well, Leon and fucking Kobe fight. But anyways, then oh yeah. So I said, yeah, so he's trying to fill in the time in between all those fights, blah blah blah. And then I said, I think Kobe made a mistake sitting out this long waiting for this fight. Usman is even better than the first time they fought, and he broke Kobe's jaw on that one. So we've seen Usman getting better, which him getting better. Come, what? He's already dominant. And then Kobe's been out, so yeah. Oh yeah, and then the thing about Hector Lombard. All right, I'll put the thing up. So yeah, so they're fucking facing off. Did I say that word? He's fucking facing off. So they're like, you see them, they're lying, like standing in, and so Hector Lombard says, "You smashed my side chick." So I'll put the thing. So he confronts him at BKFC in front of. It's a set. It's a fucking setup. He's got someone recording it right there, and then he's like, "Oh, you smashed my side chick. That's disrespectful. You're not a real man." And he goes. So he posts a thing, I think, on Instagram too, where he lays it all out. Where it's basically Hector, like 5 years ago, Hector Lombard was like, he had a girlfriend. The chick he was banging on the side, I think she trained at ATT too, and so they. So she like hurt her knee or something, and then fucking Tyron Woodley was like helping her, and then I guess like, long story short, Tyron Woodley, he fucks her too, and as he was talking shit on Hector Lombard, saying like nobody at the gym likes him, this, and they're like talking shit. He's like, oh, he's over there with his girlfriend, and you're here all alone, blah blah blah, saying whatever to fuck her. Fair game, I feel like, and she wants to fuck him. She wants to, you know what I mean? Like, so what? And oh, but I guess Tyron Woodley was married at the time. I don't know if he still is now, but he was married then. So then Hector. So, all right. So on its face, what is Hector like? What is he? Where? How is he the good guy? Like, what service is he doing here? You know what I mean? Like, he's coming into this like he's either a victim or he's a fucking hero. You know, this is, you know, he's reviving chivalry. So he's like, oh, you fucked a person that I fucked, who wasn't the person who I had to like lie to the person that I'm. You know what I mean? Like, you fucked my side chick, my side piece. Like, what? What? First of all, where's disrespected? You know, it's like, all right, so he's talking. Okay, let's say, all right, he did feel disrespected by Tyron Woodley having sex with someone that he also had sex with. All right, he's offended by that, and then he's like, oh, then in order to do it, you were slandering my name, talking shit about me. That's disrespect. Okay, so fucking fight him or catch him, you know, somewhere not in public. But to do it like, oh, so his answer is 5 years later to put all this personal information out about Tyron, who was married at the time. And I'm not excusing any, but I'm saying it's like, so now that's the kind of thing that you handle between yourselves. Like, so it comes into this, like, make this whole rigmarole like, oh, I'm being a victim or I'm being a hero or I'm a martyr. Like, what is he trying to present himself as? And then to Woodley, it's like, and then he's also like, the logic doesn't track. But I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, he's trying to get a fight with a guy that's got to fight with Jake Paul. That's all it is. He's out of the UFC now. He's fights for BKFC. I don't know, maybe he's hoping to get a bare knuckle match with Woodley after he fights Jake Paul, I guess. Maybe that's what he's trying to set up. But it's sloppy. Just fucking sloppy. Like, what is this high school shit? Like, snitching on him for fucking a girl that you fucked. And, like, swing and a miss. Like, saying we have in the Marine Corps, good initiative, bad judgment. Like, great initiative. I can't be mad at him. Yeah, make your money, Hector. You know what I mean? That's part of the hustle. You got to fucking generate that interest. But with this high school bullshit, come on. Like, if that's all that shit is, like, if you're really fucking butthurt about, that's the kind of thing you just fight a dude about. You don't make a post on Instagram with all the details so that his wife or ex-wife now knows, and now you're no skin off your back because you're not even dating the girl that you were, you know, cheating with the side piece on. You know what I mean? Like, or that you were having outside relations with. So like so it's like no. So it's like it's a chump move, and it's like completely you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what picture he was. I don't know who cooked it up. Who's his management, but come on, you gotta do better than that. That transparent bullshit. And it's, even if it is transparent, even if we're like, oh, he's trying to set up a fight, with that, you fucked the girl that I fucked 5 years ago, and it happened 5 years ago. You fucked the girl that I fucked that wasn't my girlfriend. Like, what? Come on, like, nobody cares. Go study Jake Paul. That's the dude to study. If you want to fucking promote a fucking fight, do that. Make up this fake fucking beef about man, I want to. I'm sorry, I got this weird craving for refried beans. I don't know. On a burrito. I hated fucking taco salads before, which, you know, obviously that's an American kind of thing, taco salad. So I've been trying to cut down on, or not eat, you know, like bread and white rice. You know, I love white rice, Filipino kanin. But so I think it's Siete, Siete. Is that the company? I'll put a thing up. They make taco shells and chips that are made out of different stuff. They have like ones that are made from cassava flour, almond flour, some other stuff. But anyways, fucking they're great for tacos if you want the like low carb, no carb type thing. Sorry, but I'm angry and hangry now. Now I really want fucking tacos. But anyways, I think I talked about. Oh yeah. Let me. Oh, shut up. Yeah, let me. So yeah, that happened at the BKFC thing. So let me talk about that real quick too. Paige Van Zandt and Rachel Ostovich fought. Oh, also Misha Tate made her comeback. Looked great. I was so happy. Like, she looked fucking hungry. Came in and beat the number 12 ranked. Is it Marion Renault? Is that her name? Sorry, apologies, young lady or old lady. I mean, woman of more years than me. Whatever is a respectable term these days. Retirement fight. Cause she's like 40 something, and she's like a school teacher, and she was number 12. Jeez, man, I will not act up in her class. But anyways, yeah, Misha Tate looked great. But oh yeah. Fast forward. BKFC. Paige Van Zandt and Rachel Ostovich. Rachel Ostovich wins. But the thing, Paige Van Zandt. So her fight with Britain Hart, she looked super. Not timid, but like she was real cautious. Like, yeah, she was like super cautious. She didn't really engage. Britain Hart. I follow her now. I think, or maybe she's Britain Beltran now. I think she's married Joey Beltran. She's a fun fighter to watch at BKFC. I think she's like 3-2 now, but she's fun to watch. I love. She's really good. Like, when she gets hit, she hits right back, and when she's she's real active in the clinch. And Paige was not. But I mean, people have talked about this too. It's so the BKFC rules are a little different because bare knuckle boxing. Because I guess the clinch, like you're allowed to clinch up and hold your. I think you can't hold their head down, but you're able to hold them in the clinch and still throw that. It's called dirty boxing, traditional boxing, I guess. But you're able. That's part of the tactics of bare knuckle fighting. And so Britain Hart, she did that a lot better. And her other fights that I watched, when I was watching them to see who she was before she fought Paige in Paige's fucking BKFC debut, Britain Hart says she's consistent with that. And I think like that win over Paige, and now shit, you got fucking Joey Beltran as your fucking partner. Whoa, of course, like she's fired up. So yeah, I'm excited to see her fight more. What else happened? Oh yeah, so there's so they did a thing. It was like TikTokers and YouTubers. I can't remember. It was like a segment of the card where they had like different TikTokers and like social media people fighting. Because when they called them out, they're like, the TikTok star, fucking whoever. I don't know any of them, but it's my fucking boomer, I guess. But I just thought it was funny because like the TikTok star. Because I'm trying to like back in the people were like call people celebrities and stuff. So I guess they're not, as TikTok people aren't they're not like celeb. Because I think like celebrity is like almost specifically for like movies and TV and definitely like LA famous type people. I mean, it's wider than that, but I think that's like the general kind of like category or whatever. So within there, they're like not celebrities, but they're the TikTok star, like the fucking another thing, man. After Bruce Buffer, like any other, what's his name? Fuck, I can't remember his name. The other guy that does, I think, fight night announcements. He's good. I like him. But like nobody after Bruce Buffer, like everybody else was like trash. And then especially when they're announcing the TikTok star, like shut the fuck up. But anyway, but the fights were good from. Oh, they also didn't do bare knuckle. They had, I think, like 16-ounce gloves on. Um, but they were still entertaining. That's what I mean. They weren't good fight. I mean, well, yeah, they definitely weren't like good from a technical standpoint for sure. Not that I know anything about being technical, but they were entertaining for sure. Like, and I don't know who any of the people are. But they had some kind of beef. There's two TikTok guys and they fought, and the one kid like he was getting his ass beat. It's my bad, dude. I'll put his name up. That's my I should either written down his name or remembered, because he got in there and all of them. I'm pretty sure all the TikToker ones, they all went. Well, either way, they I don't think any of them that I can remember. There were only 4, I think. Just 2 that stick out in my head. So maybe the other 2 there was, but in the 2 that I'm remembering, the dudes, they went out it the whole time. What was that guy's name? Killer King? I don't know. I'll put their names up or a picture or some shit. But and the one kid that got his ass whooped was good. Like he went all 3 rounds, got his ass whooped the whole time, but he kept coming. I mean, good for him, man. And he had his trainer or whoever his girl is, good looking lady. But where I find her attractive, I guess, is that the way to say it? Oh yeah. So then the other one is this dude. He's a rapper, Blueface. I don't know him, but maybe I'll look up some of his music or something. Fuck, I feel older and older now the more I talk. But anyway, so he fought. Fuck, who did he fight? Did he fight the dude named Kane Trujillo? So he was a rapper and he was fighting was this guy TikTok or a YouTuber? I don't know. They were making jokes. I think they had like special announcers come in for that specific portion too. People that are more plugged into this TikTok shit. But dude looked good. He came out. He was a switch stance. I mean, he was long. He's using his range. But he looked. I mean, I want to see him fight again. It's interesting. Oh, and then but at the end of the fight, some dude jumps in the ring, and I think tries to take a swing at him or something. So then the dude Blueface is like hitting the dude, and then the BKFC president, I don't know the guy's name. He because he's standing right there, and the guy comes up in the ring. He comes up behind him because you see like. The dude Blueface like talk. Maybe I'll just put up a little thing. That's why am I describing it? It's idiot. Maybe I can put up a little thing. Hopefully. But anyway, so then he hits him. But the funny thing to me was the BKFC, because that first when it happens, like you can't tell what's going on. And but then I see the dude Blueface and he goes just is like cracking this. But then and I was like, oh shit, the president is right there in front of you. But the dude, the BKFC president, he turns around and he grabs the dude that came in the ring to attack Blueface. He grabs him and he's like wrestling him, and they fall against the ropes. And as they're going against the ropes, Blueface is just like reaching. He's just like, he's just like cracking this dude, while the other guys just like they're all dragging. Then everyone's like swarming him. Some other dude jumps in. It was a ruckus. But it's exciting. What a spectacle. But it was good. I like those. And then there's some other fights. Who I can't think of who stands out. But then fast forward, Paige and Rachel Ostovich. And this is a funny thing. Maybe I can put a picture up too. In the center of the ring, where it says like BKFC has like their emblem, and then around the outside it says like BKFC.com. On either side of the circle too, in the center of the ring, it had PaigeFanzant.com and Rachel RACHAEL 247.com. So that's they're neither one is on OnlyFans. They have their own, like they do it through their own thing. I get through their own website. So PaigeFanzant.com. Oh yeah, I do a review of a while back. Man, you need to do one. Go back and see what the new content is. It's research. But anyway, so then Rachel Ostovich, cheers to, um, yeah, I'll just put it up instead of me just keep spelling it. But anyway, so it was like right center in the middle. Oh, I'll put a picture. It's right in the center of the ring. So it's like their two fan sites have bigger canvas real estate than like the bkfc.com even. So I mean, those ladies are for sure making good money. And at the very least, like, I'm sure they get paid well for that fight too. But even if they're not, the fucking amount of fans, like, because I knew Rachel Ostovich had a thing, I just never knew what it was. And I think most people are like, you Google Rachel Ostovich OnlyFans, maybe. I don't know if it's new, maybe. I haven't looked at hers yet. But I guess I have to, and not so I can let y'all know what it's all about. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that the both of them, they got so much advertisement real estate on of the canvas. I mean, good for them. I wonder if they like offered it, or if they're like, hey, in the fight contract, they're like, yeah, we want this. Just, hey, good for them. But I mean, it's good for eyes on them is good for BKFC, because right now, like, their Page Present is their biggest draw for sure. Gotta be. I mean, I wouldn't have bought a $30-something pay-per-view the first time if it hadn't been Paige VanZant, I don't think. Like, I'm a fan of Beck Rawlings, but I wouldn't pay $36 to watch her fight Bret Hart, But back then, that Bret, like, but even so, and also it came with a deal. I think it was like $36 for the pay-per-view and a year of BKFC, so which paid off because this one, if you have a BKFC subscription, I don't think you have to buy the pay-per-view, because I didn't have. I just watched it straight through the app. So I guess that's how they do it. Like, you can either have a like the membership, and then watch it if you have an active membership, or you can just like one-off buy the pay-per-view. I'll put up the actual. I guess I should know that, but I think that's how it works. I'll put up the actual information somewhere. But yeah, excited to see how that goes. Like, Paige is 0-2 now, but I'll watch her fight again. And Ostovich, hey, good for her. No telling. Like, BKFC, they're on the come up right now. Both show. That was whatever money they spent on getting Paige over there. It's a game changer for them. Even though she's lost 2 in a row, so what? People still tune in to watch. We'll fucking tune in to watch her next fight too. If she loses that one, maybe we'll still watch them. or at least for her, we'll go to pagefans.com for sure. But either way, it's exciting. Like I said, because like even outside of them, like now I follow Bret Hart. There's a couple other ones too. The fighters from BKFC, but anyways, they're doing well. Oh, Kayla Harrison, I just heard, got a fight. The next sacrifice. I think it just got announced earlier. I'll put the thing up. I'll double check. But anyways, I just wanted to get one of these out of the way. Haven't done it in a while. Fuck, I can't believe I was talking for 30 minutes with the fucking mic kicked off. What a fucking dum-dum. Dum-dum-dum-dum. But dum-dum. Anyways. Fun. Maybe I'll just I need to find a lip reader, someone that like can write a transcript of what my fucking just whatever I was fucking doing. But anyways, that is that. Did I have a thing? Did I have an announcement? Did I have a? Oh, did I not say? Yeah, check out. Yeah. Yeah, their Discord channel. Go join the fucking Hoogkin Salon Discord. Go to the fucking HoogkinBondSalon.com. Go to Hoogkin is on fucking DeviantArt now. So you can go to DeviantArt, look for Hoogkin. Maybe I'll put a thing up, but I think it's just DeviantArt.com/Hoogkin or Co-Hoogkin. Sorry. So it's DeviantArt is Co-Hoogkin. Instagram obviously Co-Hoogkin. Facebook now, Hoogkin. There's a Hoogkin Salon um, page now on Facebook or whatever you call. I'm figuring it out. Fucking boomer. And I think that is it. So yeah, like, subscribe, smash that like button. Fucking, I hate that people say that shit. Do whatever you want. If you just listen this long, then fucking good for you. That's a win. I feel like so. Because I almost just murdered myself talking. So if you hung in there listening, God, I'm so pissed at that 30 minutes. But anyways, fuck you later.